too cold for you here and now, so let me hold both your hands in the holes of my sweater. So guys, let me stop BSing around because it ain't even close to being sweater weather here where I'm at. It's currently 90 degrees. So yeah, I'm sounding like a damn fool. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another Top 5 Wednesday. This week's Top 5 Wednesday topic is books you've read because of Booktube. Now, I thought I was going to struggle like hell to pick out at least 5 books that I've read because of Booktube, because while I purchased quite a lot of books because of Booktube, and I've even had plenty of books given to me because of Booktube, that whole row up there were all gifted to me, and they were all because I put them on my list because Booktube made me put it on my wish list. I was able to pick 5 novels as well as 2 honorable mentions. So let me go ahead and show you the books that I have. These books are not going to be in ranking order because that's just too much for me to do. I'm lazy, okay? You guys should know this by now. So the first book that I have here is a book that was severely hyped up here on Booktube, and I just had to get it because it was on everybody's top favorite book of all times list, and that book is Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire. If you guys don't know what Every Heart a Doorway is about, where have you been the last 6 or so months here on Booktube? Most of everybody whose video I've watched have said that this was their favorite book of life. It wasn't mine. I've talked about this already. This takes place at a school for special kids. These special kids are special because they somehow were able to find their rabbit hole, meaning they were able to find this door or this portal into a whole nother magical, fantastical world. And this just deals with those kids when they return and they're having a hard time coping with being back in the real world. So that right there just made me so intrigued to read it. It just felt kind of flat. It had so much promise. The next book I have is another book that was hyped up back in 2015. I had it as soon as it hit book outlet, and I didn't read it until the summer, like with a lot of the books that I have. And that is Everything, Everything by Nicola Yoon. This just follows a young lady who's allergic to everything. Everything. She hasn't left her house since she was like 2 years old or some shit like that. She's 17 now, going on 18, and only contact she has in all these years has been with her mom, her nurse, and occasionally her professor, because she takes all of her classes online. Well, forgive Harlequin, she has to squeak. Well,
now in the present time in this book, a new family moves in next door, and they have this adorable young son who is the same exact age as our protagonist here, and they form some really cute friendship, and pretty much things start from there. So I enjoyed this novel. I didn't think that I was going to enjoy it at first, but it ended up being really good. I gave it a 4-star rating, I believe. The next book that I have, it wasn't necessarily hyped up, but this is a seasonal book, so everybody anybody was talking about this particular year, and I believe it was 2014 or 2015 that everybody had to have this to read for the holidays, and that is My True Love Gave to Me, 12 short love stories edited by Stephanie Perkins. And that's all I'm going to say about this, besides the fact that I believe I gave it a 3.5-star rating. A lot of these short stories feel really short for me. My favorite story was Laini Taylor's story. I believe it's called The Girl Who Woke the Dreamer. Laini Taylor's writing is just freaking beautiful. That story was just amazing to me. I can't tell you what it was about, but I remember loving that story. I'm definitely going to reread it. I was supposed to reread it last year, but I'm going to reread it this year around the holidays. So the next book that I have here to show you is a book that I am currently reading, but I still bought it and wanted to read it because of Booktube, and that is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. If you guys don't know what this is, where have you been? Because everybody has been talking about and loving this series. It just wrapped up last year or earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm just deciding now to get on that damn train. But this follows Kel, who happens to be one of the last Antarais. Antarais are magicians in this here world, and Antarais can travel between the parallel Londons. In this universe, there are 4 different Londons: gray, black, red, and white. Because he can travel between the parallel Londons, he is tasked to deliver messages between the worlds. he is tasked, I can't even talk, just between the different royal, and Kel is tasked because he can travel between these different Londons with delivering messages between the royals. He occasionally smuggles items, which is against the, the rule, but of course he does it because money. And he ends up smuggling something that is very dangerous. He runs into Lila, who I don't really like. I'm honestly, I'm right here in this book actually, and she pickpockets him, steals this particular item that he's smuggled that is dangerous, and she ends up saving his life, and then somehow they team up to try to defeat whatever it is that's coming their way. I haven't gotten that far in the book, like I said. I'm just to the point where she pickpockets him. So I'll tell you guys my thoughts when I finish. The final book that I have here is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This book I would have never even known if it wasn't for Booktube, honestly. I wouldn't have. And this is just a sort of a fairy tale retelling of Cinderella. However, Cinderella, or Cinder in this novel, is a cyborg. But of course, you guys know that. You guys should know that because everybody who's anybody either loves it, like me, or they hate it. So the final items I got here are just my honorable mentions, and that is Saga and Rat Queens. This is absolute trash in this version, but the first two are amazing. I really want them to redo this series and make it great because it can be great. This one is one of my favorite comic book series of life, and so I just had to talk about it. I would have never known about this if people hadn't have been raving about Saga, and trust me, to me it deserves all of the hype. So guys, that is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on any of these books if you read them. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed and you happen to enjoy me and my nonsense and rambling about all of the books, go ahead and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.